Hi guys, welcome yet to another YouTube video. And a lot of time I see marriage crack in their first year, some third year, and some fifth year, and like that. And today we'll be talking about marriage advice from older couple. With the couples that have been 25 years, 30 years, 40 years in marriage, what do they know that we can actually learn from? And I am a marriage counselor and I speak to a lot of young, middle, and old people. I mean old people in marriage. And then I've come to realize and understand that there are few things that they actually know and value that we need to actually also imbibe. I'm actually talking about advice from older couple that actually works. I am Titi Benson, a certified marriage and parent coach, and I'm here to help. I've been doing that for the past 4 5 years, helping marriages, families, one family, one strategy at a time. Today we're talking about some few things I've been able to sit with older couple in their 30th experience in marriage and the things we've learned. First thing first that I've come to realize and understand is that they usually respect their individuality. They respect their individuality. Individuality. What does this simply mean? This simply goes to show the fact that in the first place, it is the differences that actually bring you guys together. She's this, she's outgoing, or is outgoing. I'm not. I'm reserved. Now, when you get to marriage, these differences can become irritating. Now, understanding that you need to respect this individuality that actually brought you guys together is very, very important. As a matter of fact, like they say, opposites attract, but you have to keep that attraction that way. Because when you get married, you begin to discover that, oh, this person is also like this. So you need to respect their individuality. One thing you don't want to do in marriage is to change the other person. It is the longest route to go in marriage. You don't want to change the other person. What you want to do is you want to encourage them to grow in the right way. You want to encourage them to actually, get knowledge and become a better person in the right way. Also, one thing you also want to do is you want to appreciate differences by complementing differences. Practical example, there are some decisions I don't bother making in my house, in my family, because God has given my wife the best faculty to make those decisions. So we complement the decision making. There are some decisions I make, some she makes on my behalf, whether I'm present or I'm not present. It is our call to make. So we need to come to understand that we are different. Our background is different. Probably our tribe is different. People like me that actually married, intertribe. Tribe is different. Background is different. A lot of personality is different. So a lot of differences here and there. However, you want to capitalize on these differences and let everybody, like I used to say, let this one defend, let that one attack. So let everybody hold some certain posts based on their strengths and your differences. So you want to celebrate your individuality. You just don't want to throw that down and say, let this person be like me, be like me, be like me. They would not be like you. And trying to make your partner to be like you or to change them, it's one of the wrongest things you can actually do in marriage. So point number 2 is building friendship. Now this may sound cliche, but let me give you building friendship. Let me give you guys an illustration I learned from Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo like some 10 15 years ago. He said in marriage, in 24 hours, if you want to have sex, maybe you have sex for like 2 hours out of 24 hours, then you have 22 hours left. He also said, you probably want to pray if you're a spiritual person. You pray for like 2 hours. That is like 4 hours out of 24 hours. So you have 20 hours left. Now I said, what do you really do with the 24 hours left in marriage? You talk, you gist. That is where building friendship comes to play. In my years of counseling, in my years of speaking to older couples in 30 years, 40 years of marriage, they are usually their best friends. They just enjoy each other's company. That is why we are here. That is what we do. Apart from procreation or recreation, what we do in marriage is just companionship. And I see a lot of young couples that don't have anything in common. How can your marriage survive 5 years mark, 10 years mark? As a couple, you don't have things in common. Maybe you don't enjoy maybe sport, football, or movies or something in common. Then what is there to gist about? Like I said, these are real life examples. These are real life, advice from people that have spent time with. that they've been in marriage for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years. They just gist. Even you are there, they don't know that you are even, they are just gisting and just playing with each other and just cracking up each other. That is all what marriage is all about. Really. You are just there to just gist and just enjoy each other's company. So if you want to go 25 years, you want to go 30 years in marriage, build strong friendship. Build strong friendship. Very, very important. Build strong friendship. Now, the question usually people ask with me is, how do I build strong friendship? Very, very simple. What can you guys start doing together? Is it cooking? Is it working out? Is it dancing? What can you start doing together? If you check, your best friend is someone you have like 4 or 5 things in common with. Maybe the same team, the same club, you watch the same kind of movie together, went to the same school, you have things in common. So as a couple, wow, how many things you have in common? It cannot be one thing, it cannot be two things. Talking about from 5 to infinity, you have to have a lot of things in common. Maybe your mindset, maybe your political view, maybe your cooking, maybe both of you love to dance, maybe both of you love to read. So you have to have things in common. As a married couple, you cannot have 2 things in common. You cannot have 3 things in common. From 4, 5 things in common, because that is how you can actually have or build strong friendship. Friendship is not built on the sky, it's built on these things. I remembered about 2 years ago, my wife said she wanted to start working out. I didn't have any reason to work out. I was in good shape. I said, okay, let me just join you. And by joining, I was in better shape. But the point was, I just wanted to be part of that experience. So we can always have something to share, something to discuss. So as a couple, you need to have at least 4 things in common. Maybe movie, your kind of movie, maybe reading, maybe cooking, maybe dancing. You guys need to have things in common. That is how you can build long-term relationship in your marriage. Like I said, every couple I've met that have been 25 years in marriage, 30 years in marriage, they are always best friends. They always have things in common. Very, very important. Moving on to point number 3, comparing your relationship to others. And I'm going to say it like this. Comparison brings about unsatisfaction and unnecessary conflict. In my years of counseling, doing this for a while, I've seen that it is when you begin to compare and say, this is how other people used to. That is usually what brings on very unnecessary issues in marriage. Very unnecessary issues in marriage. Several times you've come to discover that people that you're even comparing yourself to, you don't know their story. You don't know their story. I could remember some years ago, someone was like, "Oh, I would love to be like you guys. The way you guys do this and do that." He said, "You don't know our story. Don't compare your starting point to our 6 or 7 years of being together. Say you don't know our story, so you don't want to compare your relationship, your husband, your spouse to another person. Instead, you want to focus on your strengths and limit social media influence." Let's talk about this. Focus on your strengths. Maybe I'm introvert, you are introvert, or introvert, extrovert. Focus on your strengths. Just like I said from initials, your individuality. What do you bring to the table? Are you calm-headed? Are you spontaneous? Are you goals-oriented? What do you bring to the table? Focus on your strengths. What can I do? What can you do? And then let's merge it together. But looking at other people's marriage or relationship is not good. Like I said, these are the things that people that have been married for a long period are saying. It is this is their advice. Don't look at like they say. Don't look at another person's farm. Like they say in where I came from. Look at your own farm. Don't look at another person's farm. Focus on your own farm and focus on how to make it better. So don't compare your husband, your wife to some other people. Instead, look at your own strengths, your wife, your partner's strengths, and how you can make this relationship better. Also, you want to reduce your social media influence. Social media is fake life. If you don't know now. Social media is full of fake people that just come and look good and do all of those things. Some are real, yes. But however, a lot of them is not reality. So you cannot compare your marriage to somebody dancing. They are dancing for 10 seconds or 15 seconds. You don't know the fights they are going to fight afterwards or before that time. So don't compare yourself and don't allow social media to influence your marriage. As a matter of fact, marriage are working. I've seen marriages that are working. 20 years, 30 years in marriage, intertribal marriage. I'm surprised that I've seen a lot of Yoruba Igbo marriage are actually working. But when you go online, people are always saying Yoruba cannot marry Igbo, da 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 da. I've seen, because I'm in that kind of marriage as well. I've seen people that their marriage is working 18 years, 15 years, 22 years in marriage, and it's in Tataba marriage, and they are doing so well. So don't let social media, the noise of social media, to actually deceive you that marriage is not working. It is working. So, like I said, don't compare your relationship to other people, whether online or offline. Focus on your strengths. And I hope that we can begin to implement any of these tips. First of all, understanding that we are different, so respect individuality, building friendship, and also not comparing your relationship to anybody else. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any question, any suggestion, the points to be working on in this week, let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to also like, to share, and to subscribe. We would love you to do that. Also, if you need close mentorship, please reach out to us on the number shown on your screen. And also, you can also join our WhatsApp community where we actually put out good information for parents, for couples from time to time. And I see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys.